They are missed, and I think business people miss them even more so than the ordinary person.
Well, I was far away when I really missed them first. I was on holidays in Sorrento in Italy.
I miss the fashion pages and the cookery notes and the letters particularly.
It's almost 6 weeks now since strike notice served by the Irish Graphical Society expired, and Dublin's 3 morning newspapers went off the streets. After such a length of time, it might be expected that people have got used to being without newspapers. But have they? Is there still a big rush to buy newspapers?
Yes.
Is it any different from what it was immediately after the strike started?
Yes, there's a big difference. There's more English papers coming in.
How many more English papers are you getting in?
Well, 20% more than we usually get in.
Is there as much profit on these as there is on the Irish papers?
No.
What's the difference then between the selling profit you make?
Well, if they sell 15 quire of English papers, they make 25 shillings. They're going to sell 300 Irish to make the same.
Now, how many English papers are there in 15 quires?
About 550.
So, in fact, you have to sell almost twice as many to earn the same amount of money.
Yes.
Have many people been put out of work because of this 6-week strike?
Yes. There's people that only sells evening papers, and there's no evening papers to be got.
And has there any form of relief fund been started?
Yes, well, we got £1
Do you know?
Monday night, and we got 15 shillings.
Do you know where this money comes from?
No, well, the Archbishop gave £500.
And do you think any more is likely to come before the strike ends?
Don't know.
Well, sir, how is the newspaper strike affecting you?
Very much because I miss them, and I'm a retired man, and I miss them more so in that way. If I were working, I wouldn't miss them half as much. But anyone I talk to, they say the same thing, that I miss them very, very much.
What parts of the paper do you miss most, the Irish news or the foreign news?
Well, I go in for a lot of our own news, but I like to hear something what's happening in the world just as well.
And what parts of the paper are you inclined to read first?
Well, anything pertaining to Irish news, I like that first, and I ramble on and I read most of it because I have plenty of time to do it.
I'm a great follower of the GAA. I missed all the news of the GAA games.
Would you have had the paper sent out to you in Sorrento?
I would. Only one, because it's expensive to get it sent to Sorrento. Each copy would cost 3 and 7 pence to have it sent.
Apart from sport, what section of the paper did you miss most?
Well, the business, mostly in connection with fashions, prices, and, government information as well.
Do you think the business community has been seriously affected by the loss of the papers?
Definitely.
My husband is a great paper man. He looks forward to the paper, you know. He misses them now.
And
But we are getting a few of the English papers, which they compensate in a little way, but of course they don't take really the place of the Irish papers, you know, because we get all the local news, you see. But we do miss them.
You've just come back from 7 months in Paris. What does it feel like to come back to a country without any major newspapers of its own?
Well, it's very strange, it's very odd, you know, I only sort of beginning to realise the difficulty of not having papers now, you know.
Did you read them a lot before you went away?
Oh yes, always.
And
Yeah.
what sections did you concentrate on?
The general news, general things of interest, you know, anything that I found interesting I would read.
And do you think that it's possible that the full effects of the strike haven't yet hit home as far as you're concerned?
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
People are really mad for newspapers. Every kind of magazine, paper, anything in the way of newsprint would sell if we had it nowadays.
And has your business been seriously affected by the lack of newspapers?
Well, we don't think so, because the people are buying other things, other magazines. We haven't noticed the business going down on account of it. It hasn't really.
Is the profit margin on magazines higher than it is on newspapers?
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. But we'd rather have the newspapers for the customers, as usual.
Do you think you've lost many customers because of the newspaper strike?
Well, we don't think so. People still come along for their cigarettes and the usual things. And then we try to distribute the newspapers as best we can. Give them to one person one day, another day, and so on.
People don't object to this sharing around?
Oh, no, they don't. They realise that there is a great shortage and that must be done.